Thank you for tuning in and checking out another episode of Unlucky, a memoir. My name is Kat. Everyone has a story. This one just happens to be mine. Welcome back. Another week. So there's going to be a little bit of change going forward with the channel. For the first however many episodes, I was using copyright-free music as my intro and outro. As you notice, it's changed recently. The person who had put that into the editor that I use as copyright-free apparently has changed their mind, pulled it from the platform, and now slowly my videos are being blocked because of it. So like I said, I've started using a different set of music, but my videos are slowly disappearing. So I think what we're going to do is I may just restart. I may cover some of the stuff that I've already covered way back when, over a year ago. And hopefully it turns out better, because a lot of the original videos, I didn't have any sound recording other than my earbuds. And there's one which, crazy enough as it is, my highest viewed video had the worst sound, and after that video, viewership really dropped off. And then since then, I had gotten good mics to record with, and the sound has improved. Camera quality has improved. A lot of that stuff has improved. So hopefully I can revisit some of that stuff and turn out a better video. And there's some people that are just jumping onto the channel now that maybe didn't go back and watch those videos, and maybe won't have a chance to if they keep striking my videos like they are. So probably next week or the week after, I'm going to kind of restart and redo my origin story, I guess, and go from there and see how that goes. And I know not everybody on here has gotten to hear it or see it, so I think we'll go back and start there. Now, what to talk about this week while we're here? There's a few things I want to touch on that I know I've gone over multiple times, but they're very important to me. I had a client the other day in a bad place mentally, and when we were doing our gratitude, he goes, "I can't think of anything to be grateful for." And I had to pull him aside and remind him, like, this is what I do every day. Like, I remember the gratitude in waking up. Just waking up. Not everybody has that opportunity every day. There's a lot of people who did not wake up this morning. I woke up indoors, in a bed, roof over my head, working plumbing. I had food to eat today. It doesn't have to be like this motorcycle. Believe me, I'm beyond grateful to have this in my life. But this isn't extra. This is a bonus. This is a plus. Because I need to remember waking up indoors didn't always happen. Having working plumbing didn't always happen. Having something to eat didn't always happen. There's a lot of things that I took for granted for a long time in my life, because they're things that were just always there. And it's easy to take things for granted until they're gone. And they were always there until they weren't, right? And that was the process of my addiction, right? I had people kind of always supportive and helping throughout my addiction. Believe me, I'm grateful for them. I feel horribly about the way I treated them, the lies and deception I used to get them to help to support me. Like, these were good people with good intentions, and I abused that. And I'm truly sorry for the things I put on other people. But because of them, I got to take things for granted because they were always there, and I could just focus solely on my addiction and what I needed to do to keep my addiction moving forward. And it's a progressive disease, a progressive illness, right? So those people got less and less the deeper my addiction, the longer I sat in my addiction. I had less and less support, less and less people bankrolling, giving me places to stay, any of that. And that all deteriorated and went away to where, like, I mean, and then once you get to a certain point, it's a steep drop off. I got to a point where I was basically homeless, working on the road with Romneys, and they were, while working with them, they were supplying hotel rooms and food and drugs and everything else I needed for my addiction and to survive. So it wasn't ideal, but I could always say, well, I'm not here yet. And then not long after that, I was here. And then I could still say, yeah, but I'm still not here, until I was. And there's some things that I never did in my addiction that I know others have. But that doesn't mean I need to compare and be like, well, I haven't done that yet. And like I tell the clients all the time, whatever you've done that got you here, it's enough. Nothing to prove to anybody. You're here to save your life, not prove that you were the best drug addict. You don't have to hit the bottoms that I've hit. You don't have to get so low and so hopeless that life is meaningless and pointless. You can make a decision to turn around now, and in biblical terms, to repent, to turn and go the opposite direction. You don't have to. You can go out and do more research all you like. I mean, I did it for years, and it never improved. It never got better. And I was thinking about this the other night, hearing from somebody who, from the message, sounds like they're still struggling in their addiction. And a lot of that comes from, they had money fall into their laps a few years ago, where it's doled out monthly, a certain amount. Like, I don't know the specifics. People supporting this person with a place to live. And so I thought back into my own addiction when I had a really big settlement at one point in time, and I went through it in record pace, not just all on drugs, on a lot of stuff. So I enjoyed some of it, but for the most part, it was just gluttonous, expensive money. But I had a lump sum. In this person's scenario, they get so much doled out at a time. And I get supporting your addiction that way. But I remember for myself in similar scenarios where, like, I'd have a job, be getting paychecks, be able to afford X amount of drugs, and be able to make it through to the next paycheck, right? And then all of a sudden, I'd be running out a day before I used to, and now I'm sick and struggling for a day. It's all right. It's enough. I can get through a day. I'll just figure it out. And then soon enough, it became 2 days, 3 days. Money was gone in the first 48 hours. And then I returned to criminal behavior. I turned to exploiting people. I turned to all the things I didn't want to be in order to further my addiction. So at what point does that scale tip, right? At what point does the bad outweigh any good you're getting from that scenario? When is it enough? When have the consequences been enough? Because I know for me, like I needed great consequences to get to where I'm at. I needed to be hopeless. I needed to want to die before I could repent and turn the other way and walk away and do what I needed to do for myself. And unfortunately, it scares me for this friend of mine, because I don't know if they're ever going to hit that consequence or hit it soon enough. So that worries me. And then I had somebody I talked to earlier today, younger person, who had just got into a car accident and got a DUI. And a friend of mine asked me if I would talk to them without like really putting it out there. So that person came by to purchase one of my old bikes. And while he was here, I just asked, like, why do you need a bike all of a sudden? And he's like, just a stupid mistake. I went out drinking, crashed my car. He goes, at least I can see I got really lucky though that I'm still here. And I remember thinking, I told the person that introduced the two of us, I'm like, unfortunately, he's not going to have a drinking problem. He's going to have, I had an accident problem. I got caught problem. That's generally what happens with people with DUIs, especially younger. And I get it, because there's been no consequences really paid. I mean, they lost their vehicle, they got injured, but they still have their employment. They still have money coming in, enough so that they could come and just sight unseen buy the bike that I was getting rid of. So when are the consequences high enough? When does the bad outweigh the good? And I told this person, like, the greatest thing I've discovered is like that my body thrives on instant gratification until it wears off, and the guilt, shame, remorse, and everything else set in behind it. And at minimum, a DUI is going to lose your license for a year, right? Generally. So I said, for that one night of fun, that instant gratification, you are now in that one day has become, payment for that one day is 365 days minimum of losing your license, loss of your vehicle. Like, weigh that scale. Like, it's painful to see people that are where you used to be, and knowing that they need to figure it out on their own, right? All I can do is try to plant a seed and hope it takes root. And then they can figure it out. Like that's it's tough, because I want to do what people did to me for years, and that's just like, oh, just get it, just figure it out. Just don't you see what this is doing to you? And no, I didn't. I mean, I did, but I could put blinders on, so I didn't pay attention to it. So yeah, I mean, that's been my week. And again, so blessed to have the career that I have, because the mirror shines brightly. I said that the other week. Like, seeing people where you used to be and in the mindset you used to have, like, it wakes me up a bit. It lets me realize, like, they're like these little reminders, like these little notes that people leave themselves, just like, hey, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. And these people that come in and out of my life are constant reminders of, like, yeah, don't go back there. You remember what happens. You remember that cavalier attitude and where it got you. So yeah, it's been a week, and I mean, it's frustrating, but it's not a bad week. And that's the cool thing about having a job with purpose, having a life with purpose, right? It's not always good. It's not always great. But when it isn't, that purpose is what gets me through. Like, I know there's something better I'm going to do tomorrow or the next day, whenever it is. Like, somebody's going to have that aha moment and get it. And that's what makes it worthwhile, because that pushes through the times that don't feel as good, knowing that you're going to get somewhere and you're going to make a difference. And that's, and just in the moment realizing, like, that's me putting into practice, like, that I don't need instant gratification anymore. Like, I'm not going to change the world in a day. I'm not going to change the world in a year, but I might be able to help this person that's going to come see me next week. So yeah, that was my week. Truly grateful for each and every one of you who tune in and check out my videos week in and week out and come along with me on this journey. It means a lot to me. Like, these videos really are a huge part of my recovery, and me putting one up every week is part of that, me maintaining my schedule. So truly grateful. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff for the algorithm to help get these videos out to more people. More people see it, somebody sees themselves in the video and realizes, like, that was me and that's who I could be. So with that, catch y'all next week.